My name is Arthur Yagudayev. I am from New York City. I grew up in Rego Park, New York, and for about 10 years, from when I was 5 to until I was 15 years old, I attended public schools. The first 2 years, I attended a special needs public school for kids with autism, which was located in Bayside, New York. The name of the school was P227 at 710, special needs school. Then I went to regular public schools in a in a inclusion program from when I was 8 till I was 15, and then due to severe bullying in middle school and anxiety issues, I went to a special needs school once again in Boston until I was 21 years old. Then I got my Regents diploma, came to LaGuardia, and I am pursuing my passion and my interest of becoming a broadcast meteorologist. The most important thing that my first year seminar has taught me is how to be more optimistic. Due to my anxiety disorders, I've been very pessimistic most of my life. Not overly pessimistic, but I've been very anxious, and I believe that all the work that I'm working on, it's just going to go down the drain. Like, for example, what's going to happen if I don't, like, say I get the degree and I'm not going to get the job, for example. However, the first year seminar has taught me that my efforts will pay off, and that if I take the right classes, I will get the degree that will get me the job that I'm aspiring for. Now, I am taking classes for my major, for my career goal of becoming a broadcast meteorologist. I'm taking some classes that are not necessarily for my major at LaGuardia, but for my major at another school. My research career interest is broadcast meteorology and atmospheric science and climatology. For that, to get a job as a TV meteorologist, I will need a broadcast meteorology degree, which is a combination of broadcasting and meteorology, which will require knowledge in calculus, physics, chemistry, and how the atmosphere works, or a lot of earth sciences, and broadcasting. So I'm combining two career goals into one. So that's why I'm taking a lot of broadcasting courses here in LaGuardia. Though it doesn't necessarily fit into my major of environmental science, it likely will transfer to my next college that I will go to in about a couple of years. One co-curricular event that I attended that is part of my major is the Environmental Justice Club. I've been attending this club this year for a short while the club was operational, and last year as well. This club focuses on environmental issues of LaGuardia, and this club has actually successfully advocated for a rooftop garden in the near the west wing of the M building, and the garden should be planted sometime this spring. My first year seminar has actually, as I mentioned earlier, made me choose classes that are more fitting for my planned career goal instead of for the major at LaGuardia. Though I may not get the financial aid from the government for this, because I am getting financial aid from my disability organization, I will know that the classes I'm taking will transfer to my next college, and I'm very confident that this will actually reduce the amount of time that it will take to acquire my degree. Because I used to think that I would get my degree around 2024. Now it might even be a couple of years earlier than what I expected. By 2022, I might have my degree now. What advice I would give my future self 5 to 10 years down the line is do not give up. Because while I was attending the Boston Nagashi School, when people saw my interest in meteorology and how I was not giving up when everybody else thought that, were telling me, Arthur, just, don't do it, you're just wasting your time, you're not, you're never going to be a meteorologist. You suck in math. You suck in this. I was like, no. The fact that I need a degree to become a broadcast meteorologist, a TV meteorologist, I want that degree. And the fact that I was so determined to study, the teachers in the school became dedicated to helping me. I had one-on-one tutoring. And just like how I became so determined that other people were actually helping me because I was so determined, keep that determination and never give up. Because if you never give up, you never know what could happen.
How you doing, Arthur?
I'm good.
Doing very well?
Yep.
How you doing? My name is Laquan Johnson, Disability Specialist for the Office for Students with Disabilities. I've known Arthur for about a year now, 2, 3, 4 semesters, something of that nature. And he's a fine candidate to graduate LaGuardia Community College.
Yeah, about a year ago, when Laquan first started working at the disability department, I wasn't sure what classes I needed. I wasn't even sure what major I needed. I was at that time taking liberal arts, math, and science. The math was so hard, I just felt like giving up because the math was just too difficult. I failed couple of my math classes, and I just recently failed my biology class this semester. But that's another issue. But right now, because of what Laquan did, he helped me get on the right track and choose the right major that would correspond to my future major at Mississippi State University, where I'm planning broadcast meteorology.
Okay, so Arthur, how has the Office for Students with Disabilities helped you as a whole?
They have provided tutoring for me when I most needed it, especially with math and English, because I sometimes had trouble with sentence structures, and the disability department really has helped me in ways that I never imagined. I mean, just recently, my doctor wrote a note to the disability office saying that I need, formula sheets for my math exams, and the disability department accepted it, and now I'm allowed to have formula sheets during math exams, which means now my biggest issue, because I have memory issues due to a concussion I had a few years ago. So now, math is no longer going to be the hurdle that it once was for me, that prevented me from succeeding.
Okay, Arthur, I just want you to know that you are one of our more motivated students registered with our department because of your view and your vision and the fact that you have a career intention. And I hope after you graduate, you can come and speak to our incoming students just to motivate them into graduating.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I probably definitely will do that. And plus I've been doing volunteer work with meteorology for about 8 years now. Almost not 6 years now. I've been doing volunteer work where I'll make volunteer weather forecasts. I've started doing that in about 2010. This is going to be my 7th year doing volunteer meteorology work. And so when I get the degree, I will get the job very quickly because of the amount of experience I have.
Okay. Thank you, Arthur. It's been my honor serving you as your advisor.
Thank you so much.
And good luck in the future.
Thank you. And
now.
So, because of my, following the weather for many years, I've learned many meteorological concepts. And I'm just going to summarize everything here right now. This concept is going to be of how thunderstorms work. There are 3 types of thunderstorms. There are thunderstorms that form along cold fronts, thunderstorms that form along warm fronts, and thunderstorms that form neither along frontal systems, but just form when there's cold air aloft because of an upper level low pressure system. The first type of thunderstorm is the one along cold fronts. Because cold air sinks and warm air rises, the cold air forces the warm air to go up as the cold air pushes in. First aloft, as it sinks towards the ground, the warm air is forced upwards at faster rates. Because the cold front is approaching, the cold air works from up. The air gets colder higher up, down to the ground first. So as the warm air rises, it reaches temperatures the levels that are not usually this cold, and this creates more clouds than usual. And as the cloud gets taller and taller and taller and taller into sub-freezing temperatures, you get ice. You get clouds that become ice over the top and remain liquid at the bottom. And the interaction between the liquid and the ice at the top causes static electricity, which creates lightning. Also, the ice, the updraft and downdraft of the storms create hail. As the ice becomes suspended in the clouds, the ice particles become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until they become so heavy they fall to the ground as hail. Something I learned in the class, though, is about condensation nuclei. And there's a lot of condensation nuclei, like near a forest fire. You can actually have forest fire-induced thunderstorms because the plants have moisture, and as the fire lifts up, all the smoke from the forest fire goes up, and it's very hot too. Goes up to higher levels where it's colder and condenses into clouds and forms more thunderstorms that create lightning, that create more fires, or create rain that could actually extinguish the fire. So in a rare case, the forest fire can extinguish itself with rain. And the other concept is the cold air law of thunderstorms, which form behind cold fronts. And it's when you have chilly air, not so high up. It's the same way as a cold front works, except there is no lifting mechanism. Just warm air naturally lifts into colder than normal air, creates thunderstorms, and these thunderstorms typically produce a lot of small hail, and in winter, snow squalls. And the warm front type thunderstorms are less intense, but the reason they are thunderstorms is because even though warm air rises and cool air sinks, you're going to have a level of warm air above a layer of cold air, and then another layer of cold air on top of the layer of warm air. That is why you could have temperatures at ground level that are very cold. You go higher up a few thousand feet, it gets warm. Then you go higher up, it gets cold again. That can cause freezing rain thunderstorms, which is very rare, but it does occur sometimes in the Midwest. Thank you so much.